God, laying your majesty aside. You reached down in love to show me life, lifted from darkness into light. Oh, king for a slave, trading your righteousness for shame. Despite all my pride and foolish ways, caught in your infinite embrace. Oh, and I find myself here on my knees again, caught up in grace like an avalanche. Nothing compares to this love, 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 burning in my heart. Burning in my heart.
Talking about now how we're called to the marriage on earth is supposed to be that foretaste and glimmer and that map. It launches us to heaven and an opportunity to participate here and now on earth in heaven. Now we could ask the question then, what about priests and religious and people who don't get married? Well, here's what's happening here. Now remember, we are all called to this eternal marriage. And to get to that eternal marriage, I'd say there's three paths, three ways to get there. Most people are called to marriage on earth. The husband becomes a gift to the wife, and the wife becomes a gift to the husband. That's most people's path to heaven, to the eternal marriage. But then what about priests? Now, a priest, he participates in a marriage, but it's a different marriage. But I have to say, no less of a marriage. What's happening with the priest? Who does the priest marry when he becomes a priest? he marries the church, his bride. And the love between the two is so powerful and so beautiful that there's a real marriage here. And that spiritual children are born. This is why we call the priest father. He is our spiritual father. He becomes a total gift to his parish, and the parish becomes a total gift to him. And that marriage between those two, in a sense, using an analogy, of course, is his way to get to the eternal marriage. What about religious sisters, the consecrated life? Who do they marry? They marry Jesus Christ, the bridegroom. Do you know a lot of sisters wear wedding rings when they take their final vows? They wear a white veil when they take their final vows, or they wear something around their neck to show their marriage with Christ, the bridegroom. And the love between them and their Christ, the bridegroom, is so powerful and so beautiful that they have numerous spiritual children born forth. And this is why we call Teresa of Calcutta what? Mother Teresa. She was truly a spiritual mother. So if anybody out there is discerning about religious vocation and the priesthood, and I'll say to you, God is not calling you away from love and intimacy and union, communion. And it's in a very powerful way. He's not even calling you away from marriage. It's a different marriage, but no less of a marriage. Be not afraid if you feel like you're being called to that. Now, what about a lot of people who are kind of caught in between vocation and not married or not religious or not a priesthood and they're single? Does that mean that they're just kind of waiting for their end? No. All that really matters, what the theology of the body reveals to us, is that we are meant to become a gift to other people. our bodies themselves, our physical bodies themselves are prophetic. It means they preach to us, reveal to us who and what we're being called to do. Put it this way. In just the physical makeup of my body makes absolutely no sense by itself. Only in light of a woman's body does my body make sense. Our bodies themselves, the way that God created us, reveals to us that we're meant to become a gift to other people. And of course you can become a gift to other people as single. Think of the millions of people out there who are serving in hospitals or at nursing homes or homeless shelters or whatever the person is doing. All that matters is that you're becoming a gift to the other person. And you can absolutely do that through the single life. And you become, think of a person who is a beautiful and amazing pianist. And he discerns with God that like he's going to sacrifice the good of marriage here on earth to be able to share his gift of playing the piano throughout the whole world. And he travels to all different countries. Is he not living the meaning of his body? Is he not bringing people closer to God with his beautiful gift of being able to play the piano across the world? Though he may be sacrificing the goods of marriage on earth, he's, I would say, without a doubt, helping and leading people to heaven. So celibacy, in that sense, in that understanding, in the priesthood, or especially celibacy in the priesthood, and then when the religious sisters, when they forego the good of marriage, and even the single person foregoing the good of marriage, all that we're really being called to do is to become a gift of ourselves and to help and lead others people to God. Think about this. Every human person reveals something about God's beauty, His glory, His love, His greatness that no other person can reveal. This goes for every person. My sister Brenna, she reveals something about God's beauty, His glory, His greatness that no one has ever revealed, no one will ever be able to reveal. It's her gift to share with the world. If my sister doesn't share the gift of herself, she's literally depriving of something awesome, of something beautiful. And this truth holds to every single one of us. We hold something in ourselves. We reveal something about God's beauty, His glory, His greatness, and His love. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, I don't think Joe Schmo in my class is such a great gift, or at work. And we all can relate to that in one shape, form, or another. What happens is my own personal sin blocks me and blinds me from seeing the beauty and the dignity of the human person. And other people's personal sin blocks them from seeing the beauty and the dignity of the human person. So what Jesus is revealing to us, especially through the Sermon on the Mount, he says, blessed are pure of heart, for they shall see God. We've got to pray for purity of heart. Mother Teresa had this purity of heart. She was able to go up to a person lying in the gutter and with a stench of unbelief and pick up that person, take care of that person to a nearby, and take care of that person at a shelter. She had purity of heart. She could see God within every individual. Now, if we could see God within our bodies, and that's what we're trying to really reveal here through the theology of the body. Again, it's a study of God in and through our body. And if we could see God within our own bodies, our bodies themselves reveal to us God's awesome mystery.
myself here on my knees again, calling